Our next speaker, once again, needs no introduction. Pennicuik, the founder of Ahern.
That's who I call one passionate lawyer. Wow. Yeah, I'd just like to say, I've been in the animal movement for 33 years. I've been countless times on these steps in other states. Never before have I seen this many people standing up for cows, sheep, to come today. Your altruism, your compassion is so awe-inspiring, and to come out on behalf of someone else, and not only someone else, but billions of someone else's. So all power to you guys. ALV has been fighting live export for over 30 years. I attended my first demo down at Portland, where the Victorian sheep are sent off at Portland. There were 65 of us at that demo in 1980. There were 5 animal activists and 60 meat workers. And there was almost as many police. People that are more my age will remember it was on the front page of The Age. They had the mounted police trying to get us away, and we was trying to stop the sheep from being loaded. It took 3 police to pry me off the front of a sheep transport truck. And I've done it many times before with a lot of other activists, and we've sat in the road, we've blocked the passage with our vehicles, and we won't stop until we stop it. We were all there, the meat workers and Animal Lib, we were all very passionate and very determined to stop this cruel trade. I have to say, I could no longer stand with the meat workers on this issue anymore. And it's not because I don't care about them or their families. It's because I do. Something else happened to me in 1980. I made a series of inspections at Victorian abattoirs, not too far from where we're standing. I've been through some 8 Australian abattoirs here in Victoria and in New South Wales, and it's changed my life forever. The first abattoir visit was only a few miles behind us, and I stood there in my white cap, my white shirt, with my clipboard, as I watched these cows, terrified, first being showered, just like we've seen the people in the concentration camps. They were all showered, and then they were electric prodded and pushed, and the noise was unbelievable. Nothing like the noise that the horrors we saw in Four Corners. Industrial noise that animals are not used to. And there were people there prodding them continuously with their electric prods. They had nowhere to go but forward on top of the other cows. And I stood there just watching this, and as they get to the stun box, they can see all the other ones ahead of them being killed. And then they look to the right, they can see them hanging upside down with a big knife slit through their throat to bleed out. And on that day, one cow was so terrified. She frothed at the mouth, she stared, and she stared right into my eyes. And all they did was keep prodding her. I promised that cow the rest of my life would be spent to shut down abattoirs. Then only some 10, 11 years ago, we had complaints about a pig abattoir in New South Wales, where the pigs were hitting the scalding tanks alive. So because we had inside help, we installed hidden cameras above the scalding tanks. And yes, it was true. These pigs were hitting the scalding tanks still alive, because slaughter workers are not paid by the hour. They're paid by the number of animals they can process. The kill lines don't stop. They just keep moving. So we got the footage and we tried to make waves, and then I went through that abattoir. And I stood there ankle deep in the blood and guts of these frightened animals. It was the free-range pigs being killed that day. They were absolutely terrified because they weren't used to any of this mechanization. People of today have said, quite rightly, in the Four Corners program, again, had us all in tears and me screaming and whatever, and what seems to have affected most of us a lot was that little cow at the end shivering in fear. Well, I can tell you, it happens at every abattoir. They might not get their eyes gouged or water up their nose, but they all know exactly what's happening. Animals are so intelligent. They sense fear. Any of us that have a dog or cat know fear. The cows, the sheep, the chickens, the pigs are no different. So yes, we must ban all live export. But at the same time, I ask you to please open your minds and hearts not to bring them back here, or to keep them here and breed them here so they go through the same horror and torment and fear. My heart soared when the news came out that the government was stopping the shipment to go to Indonesia. Yes. But then my mind went back to all I've seen and all I knew, and I knew they would only be offloaded to go on another truck to hit another person with a big knife. Yes, we must be outraged about what happened to the cows in Indonesia and how millions of sheep and goats and cattle suffer every year on these long, torturous sea journeys. But we can do more. Right here, right now, all of us. Lefty talked about climate breakdown and the destruction caused by animal agriculture. Our own Environment Protection Authority here in Victoria, the scientists have said, if everyone in the world consumed like we do here in Victoria, which is basically the Western world, we would need 4 planet Earths to survive. At the same time, the World Bank has now come out with this quote. They've reassessed world greenhouse gas emissions, greenhouse gas pollution, and it's 50% worse than they expected. And 51% of that is caused by livestock, and that's animal agriculture. All of us know if there's big business and the company takeovers, what do they want? They want that 51%, because 51% is where the control is. We can take the control not only to help the animals in Indonesia or going there or to the Middle East, but we can take control to help all animals, especially us, because our life is going to depend on it the way climate change is going. And finally, we don't all drive cars, fly in planes, have fancy holidays, leave on lights, or take 30-minute showers, but we do all eat. The choice we make can be life or death for someone else. And thank you all again for being here, and I wish each and every one of you bright eyes.